What's going on, Slay Bays? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to be filming a full face using nothing over $7. These have to be my all-time favorite videos to film simply because I think it's interesting to sit down and look at the price of each and every single product that you put on your face. Honestly, drugstore products are just so expensive these days, so I really wanted to sit down, go over some really affordable drugstore products that are worth the hype. So today's video is going to be just that. I came across some products that I really love and can't wait to share with you guys on camera. So if you guys are ready for it, don't forget to like this video. Literally stop what you're doing and give this video a big like because likes really help me out here on my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. Click that bell so that way YouTube notifies you anytime I upload, which new filming schedule, guys. I'm gonna be uploading every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 times a week, every single week. I hope you guys appreciate and really like the new uploading schedule. Let me know how you guys feel about it down below in the comments. And with that, I am rambling. Let's get into the video. I am going to start today's video off with my eyebrows, which is why I did not fill them in off camera. You guys actually like it when I show you the brow product whenever I do these full face using nothing over blankety blank dollars. So that's exactly what I'm doing. The brow product I'm going to use today is by Wet n Wild. This is their Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. Now, I really love this product. It definitely reminds me of like Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, whereas the brow product is a little bit thicker. It also comes to more of like a slanted point, which I like, and I really love the color of this brow product. I feel like it really matches my brows very nicely. What I like to do is I like to take the brow pencil and put it directly underneath my brow to create more of a line, and then I'll flip it over and use the spoolie end of the product to really buff and fade out the line just so that way it's not as harsh. I'll do the same exact thing with the top, and then I'll just lightly fill it in to get more of a really nice and defined brow shape. What I'm going to do now is go in with some concealer. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. They recently launched a bunch of shades within this concealer, so if you couldn't find your shade before, you'll probably be able to find it now. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this directly underneath the brow and blend it out to kind of just shape it up a little bit. I really like for underneath my brows to have more of a defined shape, which is why I do go in with some concealer underneath. And I'm also going to take a little bit of this concealer directly over the tail of the brow as well. For eye primer, I'm going to use this. This is by NYX. This is the Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. A lot of you guys have actually been recommending this to me and telling me to try it and test it out. So here we go. It is more of like a milky consistency, which you guys know I do like something with a little bit more opacity to it, but we'll see how it holds on to the eyeshadows and how it performs over a period of time. Before we actually jump into eyeshadow, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This one right here is in the shade Caramel Toffee, and as you can see, it's been through hell and back. Like, I really do love this contouring palette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a little bit of that banana shade on an M441 by Morphe, and I'm going to use this as a very nice thin layer of shadow in my crease to help with the overall blending process. This is my first time using this eyeshadow base, so I'm not entirely sure how it's going to perform, so I definitely want to take precaution just so that way I don't mess this look up. Now for actual eyeshadow today, I'm going to use this little donut palette by I Heart Revolution in the shade raspberry something. I can't really read the second word, but it has a variety of colors within this palette. I've already swatched a few of them. But what I really like about this palette in particular is that it has like a mauve, a very light pink, a poppy pink, and then this cranberry shade right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up this pink shade and I'm going to put it in my crease to act as my transitional color. And the brush I'm using for this step is an M441. I'm just going in small circular motions to really just get a nice wash of color in the crease. I will definitely say that the shadow is building up very nice in the crease. It is really pretty. The next color I'm going to take in my crease is that really beautiful cranberry shade. Now this is more so of a shimmer, but I feel like it's going to look really, really beautiful because it's not like a foiled shimmer or anything too intense. I feel like it's going to be very, very subtle. So I'm going to take that cranberry and I'm just going to pop it right here in the very outer V to deepen up this part of the look. So as you can see, it has some sheen to it, but not too much, which is why I feel like it's going to look really pretty. I'm actually going to switch brushes to an M514, which is a little bit more of like a smaller E40 blending brush by Sigma. And I'm just going to go in circular motions just to really get that color blown out and blended. And I'm also going to take it in the crease just a little bit. Right now, I think this is looking pretty decent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my crease with a little bit of the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer by Catrice. By the way, the shade that I am using is called... I'm using the shade called Honey. And you guys know my method to cutting my crease is just a stamping motion. I am using an ABH number 18 brush. This definitely is one of my favorite brushes to cut my crease with. And when cutting my crease, I just like to cut my crease where my eye would already naturally crease like this. And then I'll just kind of pat, pat, pat. The next shade I'm going to take from within the palette is the shade right here in the center, which is a really beautiful, it looks more like a duochrome if you ask me. It's kind of like a pinky purple and it's right there in the center. It looks insanely gorgeous. So I'm just going to tap this all over the lid space where I put that concealer. I'm just going to tap more of that shadow onto the lid with my finger just because I feel like I'm getting a better color payoff. I will definitely say I am not too impressed with this little palette here. Well, I mean the lid shade, just because I was expecting it to be a little bit more like foiled and shimmery, and that's definitely not the case. I'm going to take that brush that I was using for that cranberry shade and I'm just going to kind of buff it into that lid shade. I definitely need to bring the lid shade over a little bit because right now it's just kind of sitting right in the center of my lid and that's not like the best look. So I'm going to just drag it out a little bit and blend it into that really pretty cranberry shade. After dragging that shadow out, you can kind of see some of the cranberry peeking through like right in this area, but I feel like that gives the look so much more definition. When you can see a little bit of the shade underneath peeking through, it just gives it a little bit something more, if you get my drift. But so far, so good. I'm really, really loving how it's turning out. So final thoughts on this little donut right here. I actually do like it. The only thing I will say is that I kind of wish the center shade, like my lid shade, was a little bit more poppy. But as you can see, it has like a shift of like pink and purple, which is really, really pretty. You can definitely create one eye look with this. You can create variations of the color scheme that I have on. And I think that is really, really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Since my lid shade isn't as poppy and fun and just out there as I thought it was going to be, I am going to play with some of the Kokie Crystal Fusion liquid eyeshadows. The only thing that I will say about these liquid eyeshadows by Kokie is that I don't recommend that you wear them on their own. I definitely recommend that you kind of tap them directly over top of like a shimmer shadow to give it a little bit more dimension. They don't look as good on their own, and that's just my personal opinion. Nonetheless, I am going to play around with two colors. The two shades I have is Aura, and then I also have Supernova. I actually think I'm going to go in with Supernova because it is more of like a purple liquid eyeshadow. So it's going to give this look more of like a purple shift, which I am all about. So what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of the liquid eyeshadow on the back of my hand. So I'll kind of roll it about twice until I get that much. And then I'll take a brush. I'm just going to use the same brush I used to put on my lid color. This is a Morphe M124. I'm going to take the brush, tap it into the glitter eyeshadow, and then I'm just going to simply tap this all on my lid just to give it a little bit of glitter and shimmer. I do want to note that I'm simply tapping on this liquid eyeshadow. I'm not sweeping it because I don't want to disrupt the shadow I put underneath. So that is why I am going in and tapping motions. I'm now going to take a makeup wipe and just clean up any fallout I got from that eyeshadow palette. Honestly, I really didn't get all that much fallout, which is really, really good. I feel like if you use a good eyeshadow primer, you won't get much fallout because because the eyeshadow is really going to stick and adhere to your primer. I'm actually going to take a break from the eyes and I'm going to start working on the rest of the face. I'm going to go in with primer. I'm going to use this by Wet n Wild. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Hydrating Balm Stick. I'm just going to paint this on the skin. Feels very, very cooling if I do say so myself. And I want to say Milk Makeup does a lot of like these primers where you kind of just like swipe them on. I haven't tried anything from Milk Makeup. Let me know if you guys would want me to do kind of like a full face using only Milk Makeup products, because I would really, really love that. What I'm doing now is I'm just kind of working this into the skin. It feels like it's getting a little bit tacky. I will definitely say that it kind of feels greasy on the skin. I hope I don't break out after this, but I do feel like it's getting tacky, so I kind of feel like it is going to really grab onto my foundation. Now, I don't have any color correctors under $7, so I'm just going to jump straight into foundation. You guys already know the drill. Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Tried and True. It's one of my go-to affordable foundations. If you guys have yet to try this, I definitely recommend that you guys give it a go. Now, it's not an overly matte foundation, which is really awesome. I feel like it's more satin than anything. Even though the packaging says matte, it doesn't make my skin feel overly dry, which is something I really appreciate within this particular foundation. The only thing it's missing is a pump. Like, Maybelline, can we get a pump? Since this foundation doesn't have a pump, I like to pour a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'll just take my finger and then just dot it all over. Now, this may be just a tad bit too dark for me, but I could definitely make it work. I've been in hiding recently. Like, I haven't left the house. I haven't done much of anything. I haven't seen the sun. And that's not a good thing, but I'm just speaking the truth. Then going in with my e.l.f. sponge. This was like $4. And if you guys haven't tried this sponge, oh my goodness. Like, you guys need to try it. It is so good. Literally so good. So for concealer, I'm going to mix two different shades. I'm going to mix Honey and Porcelain, both in that Catrice concealer. I'm going to take Honey first. Like I said, this is like kind of like honey. Like, I would expect Honey to be a bit darker. Honestly, I feel like this is probably going to be the better match of the two. And then I'm going to take my sponge and buff and blend it out directly underneath the eyes. My skin looks incredible, but I do like for my under eye area just to be slightly brighter. So I'm going to go in with just a little bit of Porcelain right here in the very inner corner, like literally just that much, and then I'm going to blend it out. And this concealer is really full coverage. Like, it is beautiful underneath the eyes. I'm not going to do any serious baking with this look just because I don't want it to turn into a look that's too heavy. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Maybelline Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Light Medium. It looks really, really dark in the packaging, but trust me when I tell you it's not that dark at all. And I'm just going to dust a little bit of this underneath the eyes with this Luxie brush. I'm going to pick some of the product up and then just kind of spin it around in the cap just so that way it's not too much. And again, I'm just going to lightly press directly underneath the eyes to set that concealer. I'm also going to take that powder on my Cupid's bow and my chin. For my face powder today, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Matte Press Powder. I really do love this press powder. If you guys haven't tried this by LA Girl, I definitely recommend it. It is another one of my personal favorites from the drugstore. And I do find all of my LA Girl products inside Ulta Beauty stores in case any of you guys are interested. And whatever's left, I'm just going to kind of press and sweep it underneath the eye so that way there isn't such a stark transition from my under eye to the rest of my face. Looking at my face in the viewfinder, I definitely need to add some definition to my skin. So I'm going to go into this. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. And I'm going to take that banana shade and highlight my face. So underneath my eyes, down my T-zone, like my chin, my Cupid's bow, and forehead. And then I'm just going to kind of blend this into my face powder because we were just looking all one color for a second and that was not cute. And since I'm already using this, I'm just going to take that bronzing shade on a MAC 135 and bronze up the skin, even though I'm like hella dark at this point, but I'm just going to add some definition. Why not? And by the way, you guys, this is an amazing, amazing highlighting and contouring duo. If you ask me, I definitely recommend this one. It is very, very beautiful. I feel like not that many people talk about it anymore, but it definitely is a staple for me, which is why I still have it in my collection, which is why it is broken, okay? I'm also gonna take some of that and then just dust it alongside my nose. And to clean up my nose contour, I'm gonna go back into that Maybelline Fit Me powder because, girl, my nose contour, it's out of control. And this is a little trick I like to do. I like to take some of that powder and then just slide it right next to that contour. You see? And then I'll just kind of put it down the center of my nose. This cleans up the bronzer a little bit so that way it's not as crazy looking. And I'm also going to do the same thing directly underneath my bronzer. Since we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and finish off my face. I'm going to go in with blush. I'm going to use this one right here by Catrice. This is the Blush Box. It says it's waterproof and sweat proof. And the shade that I have is a glistening pink, which isn't like a pink pink, but it definitely is kind of like a mauve pink. And I'm going to dust this onto my cheeks with my Smashbox sheer powder brush. I'm just going to give the look a flush of color. Definitely a really beautiful blush. I'm just gonna take a brush and brush away all of this powder here. For highlighter today, I opted for the I Love Revolution Rose Gold Glow palette. You guys, what does this remind you of? Like Kylie, who? We don't know her. No, I'm just kidding. But it definitely reminds me of Kylie's highlighters. I have never tried her highlighters ever, so I have no idea if these are going to be dupes for it at all, but I'm excited to give it a go and give it a whirl. I'm going to pick up this champagne shade right here on an ABH A23 brush, and I'm going to pop it onto the highest points of my cheeks. I am like, oh my God, that is beautiful. That is stunning. Girl. What? I love it. I really, really love it. If you guys get anything from this video, snag this up. Like, go get you some. Go to your local Ulta. Order it online. I will have it linked down below, okay? Thank me later. With a pencil brush, I'm going to take some of that highlight and just pop it in the very inner corner because, I mean, why not? We're already here. Might as well get it done. Might as well just... Ooh. With a flat definer brush, I'm going to pick up that cranberry shade right here, and I'm going to push it closest to the lash line to connect the shadow on my upper lid with my lower lash line. So taking a little bit of that pink shade on an M507, I'm just going to buff out that cranberry and just make it a lot more smoky. You guys know how I get down. I really love for my lower lash line to be all the way smoked out. So don't be shy with this step, just go all in. So for this look, you can definitely do one of two things. You can put a color in your waterline to really make a statement and just give this an overall colorful feel, or you can go in with a nude liner, which is exactly what I'm going to do in my case because I'm basic and it's either like one or the other. Like, I definitely can't do colorful eye, colorful waterline. Like, that's just a little too much for me. If I'm feeling like a little bit like on the edge, then I'll do that. But today I'm just going to opt for the nude, and this is my Rimmel waterproof eye definer in the shade Nude. Since I pretty much put all the powder I'm going to put on my face already, I'm going to pop on some eyebrow gel. This is by ColourPop. This is just the ColourPop brow gel. Honestly, I do really like this brow gel because it doesn't leave your eyebrows feeling crunchy or anything like that. And before popping on my mascara and falsies, I am going to spritz my face with a little bit of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus 3-in-1 Primer Water. For falsies, I'm going to apply these by Ardell. These are the Ardell Wispies number 701. And as you can see, they're extremely thin, very, very natural-like. In my last video, I wore the most dramatic lashes I own in my collection to date. And I just wanted to kind of scale things back and do something a little bit more low-key, if you will. So I'm going to pop these on. Instead of putting on my mascara and then falsies, I'm going to do things a little bit different today. And I'm going to pop on my falsies and then put on a little bit of mascara to blend my real lashes with my false lashes. And the mascara I'm going to pop on is this one by Wet n Wild. This is the Mega Length Mascara. And I'm only focusing the mascara towards the base of the lash, and I'm not combing it all the way through just because I don't want my falsies to look too clumpy I'm really just focusing the mascara at the base to blend my lashes with the falsies. And this is a little trick I like to do when I'm wearing a pair of demi wispies. I find that this gives me the most natural effect. For my lips, I'm going to use this NYX retractable lip liner in the shade Nude Pink, and I'm just going to line my lips with this. And for my lipstick, I'm going to use this by Maybelline. This is one of their Shine Compulsion lipsticks in the shade Baddest Beige. And just like that, you guys, this is the final and completed look. What do you guys think of it? Let me know down below in the comments. I will definitely say I came across some favorites. You guys already know how I feel about the Crystal Fusion Liquid Eyeshadows by Kokie. I feel like they are a steal. I did really like the little donut palette from I Love Revolution, in addition to the Rose Gold Glow palette. If you guys pick up anything from within this video, I definitely recommend this. The highlighter within this little trio is out of this world. It's one of those highlighters that don't like sit on top of the skin. It kind of just melts right in and gives you a beaming, radiating glow, which I am all about. I want to say they had some other shades within the line, but for $7, honestly, you can't even beat this. You get two very beautiful shades, so check it out. And as always, don't forget to check out the description where I will have asterisks next to each and every single product that I know, love, and will recommend a million times over. I love you. I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you guys all on the next one. Deuces.